I'm Jen Matson, holistic wellness practitioner here at Organique Clinic. Today I want to talk about relationships. So relationships are our lessons, our learnings, I always say our button pushers, our triggers. But in the end, they are our lessons. Gabby Bernstein says relationships are our assignments here. So it is like homework. And so some relationships show up, some people show up in our lives and they're here for a moment. We get the lesson and we move on and all is well. Some relationships are here forever and they teach us and they show us love and they show us compassion. They heal us. They teach us more about ourselves, and the pattern repeats: love, compassion, learning, and it's a beautiful symphony as we go through life. Other relationships are, well, maybe not intended, but we stay in them and we don't learn. We don't get what we're intended to get out of them, and they're not necessarily fulfilling anything in life except maybe a space. And so I really invite you to look into your relationships. Which ones nourish your soul? Which people do you hang out with or would like to hang out with that you feel like really nourish you and really sustain that energy moving forward? Those are the relationships that we're intended to put the time into. And of course, the relationships that are right in our face, our boss, our employees, our spouses. So those are the ones that we're really intended to learn from. And so if we're struggling with any of those, that's the time to ask, what am I intended to learn? Where could I be a better person here? I just heard on a podcast the other day, true love is when you are your best, when your spouse or the other person in the relationship is at their worst. And I thought, wow, I wrote that down. And I thought that is the time for us to bring our best. It's not the time when our husband or spouse is really struggling. That's not the time to tell them all the things that are wrong. It's the time to tell them, I'm here for you. I hear you. I see you. I see your suffering. And I love you. And I am telling you, when I used it that day, the day I heard it on the podcast, because of course, that's when I needed it. I used that and it completely switched that relationship from where it could have went to a dark, ugly, old pattern way. It completely switched the energy to, oh, thank you. That's exactly what I needed to hear. And that's all I did, was be in the best space I could be when the other person in the relationship wasn't. So it was really beautiful. So I invite you to look at your relationships and ask, what is this teaching me? And how can I be the one in the loving relationship to work harder? And all that means maybe is, I forgive you, I see you, I hear you, and I love you.